Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Drone footage revealed the extent of severe flooding to hit parts of Britain as the country faces a further 4 days of wet weather from today, with a weekend washout on the way for much of the country. The worst of the intense downpours this week have hit southern Scotland, where drone video was filmed over Dumfries, and bigger in South Lanarkshire, and the Lake District, which has suffered more than a foot of rain. And the torrential conditions which have blighted the half-term school holidays so far will continue into the weekend, with another weather front arriving from the west today amid a further series of Met Office warnings. The greatest rainfall today was expected in Cumbria and southwest England, where Dartmoor was facing up to 80 mm, 3.1 in, more than a week's worth, when compared to the October average for the region of 215 mm, 8.4 in. In other areas, the Met Office anticipated up to 40 mm, 1.57 in southwest Scotland and 60 mm, 2.4 in Wales today. More rain warnings were also in place for southwest England and southwest Scotland tomorrow. The Environment Agency said in England, as of midday on Friday, there are 12 flood warnings, meaning that flooding is expected, and 39 flood alerts, meaning that flooding remains likely. The Scottish Environment Protection Agency, SEPA, said 11 flood alerts and 11 flood warnings were in place, mainly centered on the Borders region. Natural Resources Wales had 26 alerts out. On Sunday, a band of rainfall will arrive across the southwest England and Wales shortly after midnight and then push quickly northeastwards, with all of southern England under a rain warning for the whole day. A further rain warning is also in place for all of Sunday and into the early Monday for North Wales and southwest Scotland. Despite the miserable conditions, forecasters highlighted how temperatures have been very mild for the time of year this week, with highs of 17.3 C, 63.1 F, in Suffolk yesterday and 15 C, 59 F, expected in London this afternoon. It comes as world leaders head into the COP26 climate change conference in Glasgow were affected by flooding and heavy rain which caused major delays, with one train firm urging passengers not to travel across the border. This week's downpours come after an extraordinary wet 2020 which saw rising waters wreck Homes, with the sight of sandbags today presenting a haunting reminder of flood chaos which hit the UK just before the pandemic. Last year was the 6th wettest year for the UK on record, while February 2020 was the wettest on record and October 3, 2020 was the UK's wettest day on record, with enough rain falling across the country to fill Loch Ness. In the past few days, 40 properties have been flooded in Cumbria. However, 1,450 properties have been protected across the county, in part down to some of the new flood defenses installed in areas such as Cockermouth, the Environment Agency said. Ben Luckey, flood duty manager at the Environment Agency, warned the public to be on alert for further possible flooding this weekend and next week. Environment Agency teams have been out on the ground clearing ridges and screens where flood debris can build up and impede river flows, and stand ready to operate flood defenses if needed, he added. Working with our partners in local resilience forums, we are supporting emergency response to keep people safe where flooding does occur. We are urging residents and visitors, especially holiday makers in the Lake District and elsewhere, to stay alert and check their flood risk by signing up for free flood warnings on the Gov. UK website and via @NV Agency on Twitter, which offered the latest updates. Cockermouth Mountain Rescue in Cumbria said it had to rescue 2 tourists and their dog from chest-high floodwater in South Wakefield yesterday. Andy Brown, flood risk manager for the Environment Agency, said but for flood defenses the flood damage could have been worse. He told BBC Radio Cumbria, those defenses can't protect 100% of the time, and many people sadly in Cumbria will know, whether you be in Keswick or Carlisle or a number of other places, there will come a point when those defenses will be overtopped. I'm very grateful today that many thousands of properties avoided being flooded because of those magnificent flood defenses. The Environment Agency Northwest said it has teams out checking flood defenses and removing blockages go grids. Cumbria County Council said around a dozen roads were closed, but workers had been working overnight to assess roads and inspect bridge closures. Farther north over the border, speed restrictions were imposed by Network Rail Scotland on the West Coast Main Line on Friday morning after extreme rainfall. By Friday evening, the speed restrictions were lifted and Avanti West Coast said the service was now back to normal, advising passengers to check before they travel and that a normal service is planned for the weekend. An update from Network Rail Lancashire and Cumbria said services are now running as normal on the West Coast main line from London Euston to Glasgow and Edinburgh. Meanwhile, flooding caused major delays for world leaders heading to COP26 today, with Avanti West Coast earlier warning people not to travel across the border due to disruption after 2 road bridges were washed away. National Rail said disruption to services was expected to last until at least 1 de la tarde this afternoon, when services will be gradually reintroduced. It told passengers, customers are advised not to travel north of Preston today. Just 2 days before COP26 starts, Network Rail said it had been working hard throughout the night to deal with flooding on the West Coast main line, with Avanti and TransPennine Express services facing speed restrictions. In the Dumfries and Galloway town of Annan, 2 footbridges, the Cuthbertson Bridge and Diamond Jubilee Bridge, were swept away as the River Annan rose. Network Rail Scotland said the bridges destroyed were north of the railway with trains unable to pass over a viaduct, closing the Glasgow Central, Carlisle via Dumfries line. It added that the line will remain closed until workers can inspect the Annan viaduct. A Network Rail spokesman said, "This requires divers to go into the water. So, until the river flow slows, we are unable to do this." Travelers making their way to the COP26 conference from London would ordinarily use the West Coast service to reach Glasgow, with many instead forced to travel on LNR services from King's Cross to Edinburgh. Both other trains were disrupted by the weather, including the Edinburgh to Glasgow Central via Sots, Edinburgh to Glasgow Queen Street via Falkirk High and Glasgow Queen Street to Iowa, Aberdeen, Inverness services. This week, major road routes into Glasgow have been submerged by major rain, with the city's Great Western Road, in the West End, was left underwater, with drivers forced to leave their cars when the flooding hit. Overnight, emergency services evacuated people from houses from Hawick in the Scottish borders after declaring 500 properties could be inundated amid a flood risk and heavy downpours that also hit the Lake District. Officers in Hawick, which is 15 miles north of the border with England, called in the border's water rescue team, mountain rescue and fire crews to help evacuate properties, and schools and health centers were closed. Flooding caused major delays for world leaders heading to COP26 today, with 1 train firm urging passengers not to travel across the border due to disruption after 2 road bridges were washed away amid torrential rain. Avanti West Coast, which runs services between London Euston and Glasgow, where the climate conference begins on Sunday, said Network Rail had imposed a series of speed restrictions for safety at several locations. National Rail said disruption to services was expected to last until at least 1 de la tarde this afternoon, when services will be gradually reintroduced. It told passengers, customers are advised not to travel north of Preston today. Just 2 days before COP26 starts, Network Rail said it had been working hard throughout the night to deal with flooding on the West Coast main line, with Avanti and TransPennine Express services facing speed restrictions. In the Dumfries and Galloway town of Annan, 2 footbridges, the Cuthbertson Bridge and Diamond Jubilee Bridge, were swept away as the River Annan rose. Network Rail Scotland said the bridges destroyed were north of the railway with trains unable to pass over a viaduct, closing the Glasgow Central, Carlisle via Dumfries line. It added that the line will remain closed until workers can inspect the Annan viaduct. A Network Rail spokesman said, "This requires divers to go into the water. So, until the river flow slows, we are unable to do this." Travelers making their way to the COP26 conference from London would ordinarily use the West Coast service to reach Glasgow, with many instead forced to travel on LNR services from King's Cross to Edinburgh. Both other trains were disrupted by the weather, including the Edinburgh to Glasgow Central via Sots, Edinburgh to Glasgow Queen Street via Falkirk High and Glasgow Queen Street to Iowa, Aberdeen, Inverness services. In Pebbles, the River Tweed burst its banks and there were fears in Hawick that the Teviot would be next. A rest centre was set up at the town's Teviot Dale Leisure Centre to provide shelter to residents of at-risk areas. A local pub, the Bortree, offered free tea and coffee and said it would stay open overnight to accommodate them. Chief Inspector Vinnie Fisher, local area commander for the Scottish Borders, said, "We are working with our colleagues at the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service and Scottish Borders Council to move those affected." Added that the emergency services were ensuring all those evacuated would be accommodated. The Scottish Borders Council closed schools and NHS Borders shut Teviot Health Centre in the Roxburghshire town. An 88 libras million flood prevention scheme being built in Hawick is due for completion in 2023. Hawick Flood Group Chairman Stuart Marshall said, "We have been working hard all day distributing sandbags." An update last night from SEPA stated that the River Teviot had reached a peak of 9.5 pies before receding and families were told they could return to their homes. Earlier, 14 flood warnings were in place in the borders. Flooding in Pebbles was very serious with schools closed yesterday. 7 schools shut in Dumfries and Galloway. Elsewhere, water poured onto the street at Whitesons in Dumfries from the River Neath. Stephen Root, from Dumfries, posted images of the river, saying, "The Neath is anarchic at the best of times, varying wildly between no flow and flood. But I have never seen it like this before." The downpours also caused transport chaos on the roads. Flooding shut the A709 near Lockerbie, Dumfriesshire, and Traffic Scotland said it had reports of floods on the M74 near Abington, Lanarkshire. Elsewhere, a landslide blocked the B725 road around 6 miles from Dumfries and as police warned of large areas of flooding on that road from Dumfries to Glencapel. A Met Office yellow warning for southern Scotland and South Lanarkshire covered Strathclyde, Central Scotland, Tayside, Fife and the Lothians yesterday. Forecasters expect more rain today, with more disruption possible. A yellow warning of rain, which includes Yorkshire and Humber, was in force until 3 de la tarde today. Another for southwest England applies until 9 de la mañana tonight, while one is already in force in Wales and lasts until 3 de la tarde today. Cumbria Police warned some roads may be impassable, while South Lakes Police tweeted the A591 Ridal to Grasmere Road was not passable due to the DPTH of flood waters in several locations. The force urged people not to take unnecessary risks and only to travel if they really need to. Residents in the Cumbrian towns of Cockermouth and Keswick, both flooded in 2015 and 2009, started laying sandbags and putting up flood barriers outside their homes as the rivers Kent, Cocker and Derwent burst their banks. The Met Office tweeted yesterday evening that 370 mm, 14.6 in, of rain had been recorded at Onister Pass in Cumbria between 1 de la mañana on Wednesday and 6 de la tarde yesterday. It reported 132 mm, 5.2 in, of rain at Stallemweir in Dumfries and Galloway in the same period. Aidan M.C. Gibbon, a Met Office meteorologist, said, "These are exceptional rainfall totals for even the wettest part of the UK, which is Cumbria on average, and for the wettest part of the year." Scotland's Transport Minister Graham Day said, "The conditions could potentially bring disruption to the trunk road and rail networks, so it's important people plan their journeys before they set off. Motorists should make sure their routes are available, follow travel advice from Police Scotland and drive to the conditions." Added, "If you are planning to travel by rail, please check with your operator ahead of your journey. This is particularly important for cross-border travelers following the earlier disruption to services." Workers at the Sellafield nuclear power plant were also allowed to leave early and Cumbria Police urged people to stay at home if possible. In Cumbria, Ray Milner said if his Cockermouth home would be flooded a third time in 12 years if projected river heights were borne out last night. "Even slightly rainy, it gets me stressed," he said. "There are sensors at various points of the river and the Environment Agency make computer projections from them. The one for about 3 de la mañana is for well above 3 metres, 10 pies. Said anything above 2 metres, 6.5 pies, would see water enter his property." Meanwhile, Gillian Jackson said several of her holiday lets in Cockermouth had also been flooded again. "We've been through this before, so it's just get up, get on with it," she told the BBC. "Yes, it's upsetting, but we've kind of got a bit hardened to it, got used to it, and we've just got to crack on and sort it out." Have you been affected by flooding today? Please send your photos to pictures@mailonline.co.uk.